Hey guys, my name is Jaleesa, and if you couldn't guess by the title of this video, or you can't hear, I have Tourette syndrome. That's why I'm making all of these funny noises. Bridget, and just as a warning, again, if you haven't guessed, I do have coprolalia. Bridget, that is the fancy name for tics that make you swear. So if you wanted a video about Tourette's and swearing, this is for you. My main purpose of this video is to, educate people about coprolalia. Obviously I have coprolalia, I'll be swearing throughout this video. And, yeah, if you haven't seen my previous video, it was my first video, this is my second. I am still at my grandma's house, I'm still outside, still on my phone. It's gonna be unedited, there's probably gonna be some wind or some noises of cars or dogs in the background. I went as far away from the street and the wind as I could, but it's still there. Fuck off, cats. And with that note, on to myths about coprolalia. The first myth that I want to debunk, is that coprolalia excuse me, coprolalia is all Tourette's is. It's just a swearing disease, and all you do is run around saying swear words and offensive stuff, and that's just all it is, just a swearing disease, and that's absolutely not what it is. Cats, only 10% of people with Tourette's swear, so 90% of people with Tourette's have no swearing tics. Tourette's is, instead of being about swearing, Tourette's is more about not being able to control your own body and the movements and noises that you make. That's what Tourette's is. It's a neurological condition that means you make movements and noises that you cannot control, called tics. So, as you can probably see, most of my tics right now, even though I do have coprolalia, are not swearing. And it's not about swearing. It's, I can't control my body. Second myth that I want to debunk, is that, oh gosh, I'm losing focus now. Right, the second myth I want to debunk is that, coprolalia and the things that you say, just in general, with Tourette's, like the words that you say or some of the sentences that I might come out with, are your thoughts, or they're your true feelings, and that's just not true either. Chips. As you can see, I also say chips a lot, and Leanne, I don't think about chips that much. I like a lot of chips, but they're not, they don't have anything to do with my real thoughts. They're just random. It's like your brain has a random sort of bank of words or noises or movements in there somewhere, I don't know. And it just randomly comes up. In fact, there was one time, sorry it's getting windy, I was sitting with my friend and I took the name Barry White, and I had never heard of Barry White. I've never listened to his music. Neanderthals, chips, and I didn't know he was a real person, but she said, like, oh, that name sounds familiar, let me look it up. Fiction. And if you don't know who he is, he's a musician, a very successful musician, and I went home and asked my parents what, like, if they had any music of his, and they said a long time ago they'd had a couple of songs that they sorry, my hand is spazzing out. Cats. They had a long time ago some music by him, Frigid, and it just came up again from my subconscious. That knowledge I had, but I hadn't been thinking about Barry White. I'd never had any sort of traumatic experiences. It's just something that I know in my brain that just randomly pops up. Third myth about coprolalia that I want to debunk is that coprolalia is a sign of an anger problem. And this kind of comes from the myth that I was talking about before, how people think what you say with Tourette's is your true thoughts or feelings. Bridget, so people think because fuck off, because when I say F off, it sounds like I'm angry, and they think that's my true thoughts or feelings. There's some reason that I'm saying that other than I just can't control it, and that you have an anger problem. Again, it's not true. It kind of goes with the last thing. It's just random. Or sometimes there's a side of Tourette's that makes you say the worst thing you could in a situation with coprolalia. Bridget, but generally people don't swear with Tourette's because they're angry. If they're swearing because they're angry, it's most likely not Tourette's. If it's in their control and that's why they're swearing, that's not Tourette's. It's not the same thing. Swearing because of coprolalia has nothing to do with how you're feeling or your thoughts or whatever. Fourth myth about coprolalia, and this one is really important. Bridget and oh gosh, I'm blanking out again. See, this is the problem with unedited video. Bridget, Neanderthals. Oh, okay. Fourth myth about coprolalia is that it's really fun to have because you get to say whatever you want. And I get this quite a lot, and it's really annoying. Because first of all, Chips, just because you have Tourette's and you can't control when you're swearing, doesn't mean you always get away with it. Like, if you say something really offensive to someone, you have to go deal with that situation. It's not as if it's like, oh, she has Tourette's. She can say whatever. It's not that other people think that way. Of course, I have very supportive family and friends around me who understand my condition and don't take offense to what I say. But, I still don't just, I can't just say whatever I want and pretend it's a tic. Frigid, especially in public. Like, if you, yell an offensive word, I mean, you don't always have to yell with coprolalia, but, if, you yell something in a public place, or you're cursing and saying really inappropriate things in front of children, that's a problem that I have a lot. You don't just get away with it. It's there. And second of all, it's not that I want to swear. Before I had coprolalia, I haven't always had coprolalia. You can watch my previous video for my Tourette situation, Chips. But I didn't swear for around 6 years. Bridget, Chips, it's not as if I want to be saying these things. They're just they happen. They're there. Chips, it's again. With the last 2 points, there's nothing to do with what I'm thinking or what I truly want to say or anything like that. Yeah, I don't get to say whatever I want. Cats, Chip. And the last myth I want to debunk about coprolalia is that Chips, is the worst tic you could ever possibly have. Bridget is just the worst thing. It's going to ruin your life, and you won't be able to go out in public or do anything with coprolalia. Not true. No. Although I don't like having coprolalia, it is only really disabling to me if other people react negatively towards it. Chips, fuck off. There's nothing about swearing inherently that disables me. Or hurts me in any way, or negatively impacts me. Chips. It's only when other people get, excuse me. It's only when other people get, offended, or, want to mock me or laugh at it that it becomes a problem. But, Chips. What I consider to be, more of a problem in my life, is my motor tics. Chips. Or just not even swearing, but the constant noise that I'm making, because now I can't go to a movie theater. Scare. And the motor tics make it harder to do stuff. I can still do stuff, but you know, chips. Fuck, the motor tics, I would say, bother me a lot more than my swearing. It's like I said at first, Tourette's is more about not being able to control your own body and what you do and what you say. Chips. Friction, of course. There are self-injurious tics. Chips. I know you can see me punching my chest. That's actually not a self-injurious tic because it doesn't hurt. It just makes a really loud, dramatic noise. But you can see I've got my wrist brace today. That's because I have a ganglion cyst. It's just kind of a thing that makes your joint hurt. You can look it up. Bridget, but my Tourette's loves to swing my wrist out really painfully. I can fling my head back and give myself whiplash. Sometimes I punch things or myself. Bridget, those are a lot worse than coprolalia, guys. Chips. Yeah, I think that's all for today. This went on a bit longer than I wanted it to, but fuck. Hopefully you learned something about coprolalia. Chips. I know a lot of YouTubers say that with Tourette's talk about how coprolalia, only 10% of people with Tourette's have it, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper with that today, and chips. Yeah, hopefully you learned something. Please give me some video suggestions in the comments. I do have some more videos planned, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to hear what you learned about this, and if you were surprised by anything, or chips. You know, if there are any more myths that you would like to debunk, chips, or you know, just things that people have said to you about coprolalia and stuff. I'd love to hear your experiences. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.